Welcome back to Get With The Programming. I'm Chase Ingram.
I'm Captain America.
And along with this, and along with me,
that guy.
And we know we promised Boz for you guys, and without further ado, we do have an intro for him as well.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just had a really bad dream.
Oh man,
God, those are the good old days.
There are a whole series of those. If you guys haven't seen Rory versus the World,
Dude,
go back on the YouTube channel and check that one
there's
out.
the Matrix one.
Matrix one was pretty good.
Those promos were the best.
They were so fun. They were fun.
Sorry, that same series, the one where I come in, or Rory comes home from a long day of work, and the setup is that I'm sitting there eating dinner with his family, and I'm like, "This is my family now," and they're all like, "What? No!" And they all just start chanting, "Boss, boss, boss."
What is it? Yeah. That in Talladega Nights is like, did you just crudely paste your face over our family picture? Bill, are you wearing gloves?
I am wearing gloves, dude. I'm cold.
Oh my gosh.
It's California. I'm in a warehouse.
That is the most California thing I've ever seen you do.
Hey, I told you I'm a vagina now when it comes to anything below a certain degree and above a certain degree. I'm just
we established it. You're an exotic plant.
I'm an exotic
an orchid of sorts.
Well, Boz, thank you for joining the show. We are going to talk everything about the Community Cup, the Open. Registration went live on Wednesday. People are signing up. I was in. Bill, did you sign up yet?
I have not signed up yet.
All right, then you might not need to. We might peer press you during the show.
I will get still time. You know how I work.
There's still time. Boz is here to talk all about the Community Cup, but it was funny that that clip I found to introduce you, Boz. But at the same time, I don't know if you saw this, but somehow the stars aligned, and this video was just posted by the games.
Muscle-ups, they're paired with snatches, and it's for only 7 minutes, so an all-out sprint. Go, man, go!
A few moments later.
Oh, look, he's flying!
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
At the buzzer, Boz gets him by one.
I guess you got to know how to play the game.
I'll tell you, shout out to the Games media team. That was fantastic.
To be that fit again. And man, kind of not fair to Rory, because if we were to run it back today, he would destroy me. That guy is fit right now, and old Bozman is not quite as fit.
He moved to Mayhem, and it's just collateral fitness is what I like.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, by osmosis.
But dude, that guy, he loves his, like, he always talks about it, his early morning dad group. And that's the whole accountability thing where he's just, I mean, he's on it all the time with that.
Is this staunch 5 a.m.er? And hey, hats off, man. I can't do it. That's too rich for my blood.
What's your training like, Boz? What's your training schedule like?
Sporadic right now.
Be honest, man. What does that mean? What does that mean? What's sporadic? Because I agree. I'm kind of the same.
How much time you want me to rant about this, Chase? I mean,
hey,
Bill.
This is all you, bro. We got all the time you need.
Dude, I feel like people are largely way too neurotic about a lot of things these days, to include like, oh man, I should be this, I should be that. I don't train enough, and I've certainly fallen into that mindset in the past. This last year, oh, dude, training has been all over the place. So I'm talking, maybe it's once a week. Maybe it's 3 times a week. Maybe I go on a jag and I do jujitsu every day. I don't know. It's been very all over the place, and kind of don't care because I am a lifer. No, I mean it that way. It's like, hey, like I'm 20 years deep at this point, and no signs of
that's awesome
changing horses, so to speak. So it's like, I know I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. There's going to be periods where I'm all in, and it's like a lot of training volume, and like that's what I'm feeling at the time. And there's going to be times where it's like, you know what? Yeah, it gets a little bit looser than that, and that's fine.
So I've been there the last 2 years, actually.
Well,
and I'm actually like really
and stuff though too.
Me?
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been a little banged up, but because of that, like my banging up career is me chasing, like, you know, the elite games thing, just like any professional athlete. There's a cost to that. Right. And that's not what CrossFit is, right? CrossFit is that just long, slow, distant horizon of fitness for the rest of my life. So I can pick up my kids when they're young, play with my kids when I'm old, right? Like that's all I want it to be. And it doesn't weigh on me. Like and that's why I'll work out early. Cause like, if I'm like, oh, I'll do it later, it stresses me out all day. And if I don't get it in, I don't get it in, but I'll get it in later because as Boz is saying, is like, this is a forever thing. This isn't a hobby. This is who I am. And this is what I do. And this is what I love to do. And also not just to be, you know, in the gym all the time, right? That whole thing is supposed to be able to do whatever I want outside of it.
Right.
It's been really cool. So I'm with you, dude.
Hey, with that, and this is, you talk about the neuroticism of a lot of people, and without a doubt, I mean, when we all came into doing the open, it was like, I mean, Chase talked about it all the time. That was like CrossFit Christmas. You know, what's the first workout that's coming out? What are we doing? And trying to get ready for it. And I even see a lot of gyms that will kind of program getting their athletes and their members ready for the open. Do you think if you are a lifer like this, like the way you are, and because I'm in the same boat. I mean, I've been in the same boat. How does
I think you're a lot fitter though, but yeah. Anyway, go on.
Anyway, continue. How everyone's concerned about the number. Well, I'm not as fit as I was last year. I'm trying to compare my data to last year. How are people supposed to use the open and get a read on it if you're just kind of like, my training's all over the place? Like what's your take on that? Like how do you do that? If every year I'm trying to get better than I was last year.
Well, but I think that's just the rub, right? Like you're not going to get better forever. That's
how dare you say that to me?
I know it's crazy. It's crazy, but no, I think it's unrealistic that when you're 27 and hard charging, you're probably going to be a little bit in a different place, regardless of how much you're training or how consistent you are. When you're 67, there's a reality there physiologically that, it's going to be a little different, and that's fine. So like this linear idea of better every year, that's nice for a period of time, particularly in the beginning. But at a certain point, no, man, I think it's exactly what you said. It's like, hey, my training has been erratic. I have not been as disciplined as I can be or have been in the past. So this is an honest time of year for me to sit down and be like, all right, where do I stack up? Oh, wow. You know what? It was actually decent compared to where I thought I was going to be. Yeah, maybe it wasn't better than it was last year, but I was falling way off, and I do these 3 workouts and I see where I stack up and I'm like, actually wasn't as bad. Yeah. That's kind of nice. But I think that's all it is, right? It's an objective kind of grounding to see where you sit within the bulk.
So it's still a valid test then. And I think that's important. I want our people to hear you say that, because that's where a lot we are.
Well, hey, here's the difference, man.
We got our all in on, but people are like, so all or nothing.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, you got to be. I think you have to be open enough to be realistic with yourself around where you are and what you're doing. And if you're on that, like, hey, this is my 3rd year of CrossFit, I'm still on that rocket ship of gains. Yeah, awesome, man. Better year over year. That's a great thing to kind of be looking at, whatever. You're 15 years deep and you've had some life stuff come at you. I think it's time to just like, hey, I can set an honest baseline this year in the open, see where I'm at. And then, all right, maybe it's time to rededicate on a couple of things, which leads me to the Community Cup.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're trying to get people to see the trajectory of, where it's like, all right, I do the open, I set my baseline, and then out of the open, I've got about 3 months to kind of double down and say, okay, let's take an honest look under the hood. What went well during the open? What didn't? What was I surprised about? Where can I shore up some weaknesses? Let's see where I can get after 3 months of kind of committed training, and then throw my hat back in the ring against people that are just of my ability. And let's go. So that's the idea there.
The thing I like about the 3 months there between Open and Community Cup, different than say quarterfinals used to be, and people are like, "Hey, where's quarterfinals going?" It's like we're focusing on the Community Cup. It's like whatever happened to me in the Open is going to happen to me again in quarterfinals because it was 2 weeks later.
Right. You are where you
and
are.
Arguably, it'll happen to me worse because quarterfinals is a level up from what the Open was just a week later. But what I love about the Community Cup and the potential there is that with that 3 month window, that is actually enough time for me to improve if I want to take what I learned about myself in the Open, apply that in my training with the carrot from competition to training. There is nothing better, right? What I learn in just general competition, whether it's the local throwdown or the Open, helps me just get back into the gym. So if for my example of, what you guys are talking about specifically was like my 2024 Open got me back into an affiliate. I'd have been in my garage for like a year and a half, just trying to, recover from shoulder surgery and just kind of find my way. I was a little lost puppy. I go to the Open, I go to an affiliate to do the workouts. And then I stayed there because it was just it just reinvigorated me, and it was the Great Awakening. And now that we have the Community Cup that happens 3 months post, there is enough time for me to take what I learned in the Open and improve upon that and then retest myself. 3 months later.
Well, and a couple of things that you mentioned in there that I think are cool, and maybe people haven't quite, it's new. We haven't put out a lot of messaging around it yet. So, here it is. But the Community Cup also is offering kind of that aspirational end of things for people that want it too. Like some people look at it and they're like, oh, quarterfinals went away. That was something I was really shooting for. What do I do now? And the answer is, well, it doesn't matter where you sit coming out of the Open, you'll get sorted into an appropriate tier for the Community Cup. And if you look in the rule book, Chase, I know you had that little slide pulled up. It's got the different tiers listed. But now everybody, not just the top, 10% years prior or 25% last year, but everybody has that aspiration to be like, okay, knowing what I know about myself and my CrossFit history, I might be like right on that cusp of that intermediate athlete where I'm like, okay, I'm in that like 60th percentile. Maybe if I really go for it in the Open this year, I can bump up into that advanced tier. Like that's what I'm shooting for, is to see if I can just kind of, creep on those guys a little bit and then train up for a couple months and see if maybe instead of being bottom of the barrel when I just kind of eked into the division, I can like take it to them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that it gives everybody that aspirational element. And I'll say too, what you're talking about there and what we've been talking about as lifers. I've been thinking a lot lately around what does competition do? And I'm not talking about like the glitz and glamour of the top of the heap and the superstars of the sport. That's all great. That's a separate thing. I think most of us kind of recognize, right? Like I can train as hard as I want and I'm not going to be the next Rich Froning. Like it's just not going to happen. And nor should that have to happen for it to be valuable to me. So for me, the average CrossFitter, for the average affiliate owner and coach, what is the value of competition for the average person? It's not winning. It's not being on the top of the leaderboard. It's not like winning prize money. It is giving myself a midterm goal that keeps me in the gym and keeps me fired up to train and keeps me consistent. It's retention. Yes. That's the value. That's why you see these community competitions jumping up all over the place. You go to any major city on any weekend, you can probably find some like local throwdown happening.
There's one this weekend in Dallas.
There you go. And the reason for that is not because of the glory. It's because it gives people something as an outlet for their fitness. It gives them a reason to train. It gives them a reason to keep coming back. And that has so much value if you're thinking long term. Like, what is the most important habit if you're talking the 10, 20, 30-year trajectory? Getting your ass in regularly. That's it. The rest of the stuff, the details, they're going to shake out as they shake out. But that hook that keeps you coming back, if you're a competitive person and that's what it does, hey man, that's the real value of competition, in my opinion. It has nothing to do with the top of the heap.
No, and that's the old school reason of why we did what we did in market 15, 20 years ago, because we didn't compete for anything other than putting ourselves out there for ourselves, against ourselves. Yes, maybe a couple other people. Bill's super competitive. I'm super competitive. We always want to win something. That's just how we've been growing up. But, and I'll say this again, is like, when I first started CrossFit, I didn't really know what I was doing as far as like training wise, because it was so different than anything I've ever done. I swam, I did triathlons, I would train for hours every day. And now I walk into a gym and they're telling me I've got a 10-minute workout to do and that's all I need. I'm like, okay, that's curious. And then I would do what the coach told me and I would work hard, at least I thought I was. And then my buddies signed me up for a competition, did not tell me that they were doing that, dragged me to it. I go through it. And then when I came back the next day after that, my training world completely changed and opened up, and it all clicked and made sense. I'm like, oh, I get it. And it wasn't necessarily like I'm doing this to compete from now on. It's just like, now I get what, if I push a little harder here, it makes that thing a little bit easier over there. Or if I lift a little bit more there, it's going to make that whole thing just easier over here. And it was so cool. And it was so galvanizing with the group that I did it with, is that now we're all in even more after something that at the end of the day, nobody knew about, nobody talked about. I don't even remember what it was called, but here I was like,
it doesn't
now
matter.
I'm hooked.
Exactly. Well, and I mean, hey, dude, we opened with those clips that you guys found about the old Roe versus Boz that we used to do. Hey, Rory and I were not top of the leaderboard in those days. And we did okay, you know what I mean? But it's not like we were some superstar athletes. But man, we had a great time. And just knowing that it was coming up and you're going to have an opportunity to smack talk your friends, and I'm going to try to beat Rory, and, you know, like, dude, my goal every year is to just dominate Dave in the open. That's a big thing. And the years that he's getting close, I'm like, dude, I got to get back to training. You know, it's a big motivator. But
do you think you guys brought out the levels first a couple years ago, and everyone's kind of like, I don't know what these things are. I mean, we didn't really. As an outsider, I was like, cool, I got a cool badge, but I don't know what that means.
Yeah, and in fairness, we didn't do much with them, you know.
Was this part of the idea? Was this kind of the idea with those levels originally?
Sort of. I mean, there's been lots of great ideas with the levels that we just haven't had the opportunity to act on yet. And so hopefully this is going to help to grow some of those things. You know, like you think about the opportunity of, okay, what do we know about you in the open as a level 7 athlete, for example? You know, being able to take some of that data and then say, hey, look, most level 7 athletes struggle with this. Here are some resources to get better at that. You know, that sort of kind of custom training plan, or just pointing you in the right direction about certain things. I think there's a whole world of opportunity there that hopefully this will start to unlock. But sorry, one more thing just before we get to it. The brass tacks of this thing, we were talking a little about earlier. Okay, if you want to do the Community Cup, and I think it's going to be a blast, you've got to do the Open. That's the prerequisite. And you have to submit all 3 scores. So that's the big biggie. Everything else is automatic. So if I do the Open, I submit all 3 scores, I will automatically get a level, and then that level will automatically sort me into the correct competition tier at the Community Cup. So if you want to dig into that, you know, that table that Chase had up earlier, that's available in the rule book. You can check that out and see where it fits. If you don't care about that, the only thing you have to really concern yourself with is putting your best foot forward during the Open and make sure you submit all 3 scores. That's the big one.
I got a question. Bill. I know. I got a question about that. If I
bet I know what your question is.
maybe.
I actually wanted to answer one in the chat.
Ooh, okay.
There was one there about like, well, how are we going to stop people from sandbagging the Open so that they don't just come in and dominate the Community Cup? I get it. Yes,
I'm totally going to dominate the level 4 group, you guys. I'm going to dominate
I'm sure. I mean, that could happen. That is sure. the system that's a weakness of it. But I don't know about you. I've been around a lot of Opens. I don't see too many people in that environment when it comes time to do it have just the insight in the moment to be like, you know what, I better just mail this one in. And B, not get caught up in the moment and see everybody else trying to do their best and the whole atmosphere around that and not want to do what they can. So yeah, could somebody do that? Yes, but I mean, dude, what a dirtbag, number one. And number two, it's like, do you really think that that's going to be in line with the spirit of where they are in the moment? And if so, man, what a joyless individual. That good for them, I guess.
It'd be like me signing up for a dodgeball league in my son's first grade YMCA rec league.
Nice.
Like what is it? Adam Sandler in Madison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One more. Sorry, this keeps popping up. No, you don't need the level 1 to take the advanced judges course. That was an error yesterday. It's fixed now.
And so, Boz, you do the open, you sign up, you submit a score for every workout, and then in June, is it June? Yeah,
Yes.
3 months later, the Community Cup is up. You get assigned your level, and then the levels are in the Community Cup. As far as some of the questions were like, what's that programming going to look like? And you obviously know this way more than me, but I'm assuming it's no different than say what a group class would be like. It's like, hey, here's the workout as it's programmed. Here are other options as your skill level necessitates. Is that something that you guys are looking at for the programming specifically for the Community Cup?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So each one of those competition tiers, the base workout will be the same for everybody, but depending on the tier, the loads might be different. Some of the movements might be modified, but that is their version of the workout, and they'll be hitting that with everybody else around them in that tier. And there may be some opportunities there, not to give too much away, where there is something that extends across all categories, and you can kind of see where you stack up. There's certainly some possibilities there, but yeah, every tier will have something that is programmed based on that base workout that is appropriate for them. And in some cases, might stretch them just a little bit. So again, there's that emphasis on, just trying to push past where you were in the open just a little bit.
I got a question. If I'm in the open and I'm, I want to do the Community Cup, and I want to be able to put my best foot forward. And I think this question comes up a lot of times about whether you should scale a particular workout in the open, or if I should do the regular one and just be like, okay, well, I don't have this particular movement, but I don't want to be scored below anyone where it's going to disrupt my level, depending what level I'm going to be in. What would you tell someone to do for the open if they're wanting to do the Community Cup? Like, how do they put their best foot forward to be in the truest level that they should be in?
Well, I think there's a couple different ways to approach that. Number one, I'm of the personal opinion that the open is always a chance to try to push yourself just a little further. And so I think that if you're one of those cusp athletes, you should take a crack at the RX and just see how it falls. And since you got a week, I also think that why not play it the other way and see where that stacks up and see how much of a difference there. I mean, it's conceivable that you could be like top of the leaderboard scaled and very bottom of the leaderboard RX based on your ability there, and it washes out pretty quickly, and then you can make a choice as to which score you actually want to submit. You could play it that way, but I'm of the opinion that the open, as most competitions are, it's a chance to give yourself a little bit of a challenge and a little bit of something to reach for. Throw your hat in the ring and see what happens. That's my opinion.
I like that.
You just scratched
made me really happy
back in the best way right there.
Yes,
everything
you did.
that he wanted. I do. Boz, this might be getting Bill in trouble, but can he make two profiles where one, he can be the 56-year-old person that he is, and two, be the fit 56-year-old person that he is, and be able to compete?
I want to be an ageless person.
Compete in the regular open. So, for example, Bill did all his workouts in the open regular division, even though he was supposed to submit scores for the other weights.
Sorry, I had such a coughing fit. I coughed my headphones loose there.
Yes.
What I think I heard parts of that was saying that Bill's going to submit two different scores under two different profiles, one of a fake age so that he can be lumped back in with the
I guess I'm requesting.
That is a request.
As per the rules, no, you were supposed to have one CrossFit ID profile, so I cannot recommend that you do this, Bill.
So Gil Brunler, just don't look into that profile at all. The 23-year-old from Sacramento, California.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Boz, I know you got a tight timeline. You guys got a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, the Open just went live a couple days ago. But listen, I am really excited about this Community Cup. I love that the more that comes out, the more excited I get, because the potential there for the 99% rest of us who do the Open for what the Open is supposed to be, having something beyond that is not just a, hey, here's this next stage that you're also not going to qualify to the next thing in, because that's not what it was about to begin with, is that now we can be put in these categories and the levels are getting put to use. And the 3 months between the Open can be utilized for the most positive thing that can happen in your affiliates. And then even beyond that is that now it's June to February again. And it's not 1 year between Open to Open, and we have these touch points throughout the year. So I think I'm really excited about the potential here, and I'm pumped to see what this will turn into.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I'll use my last little moments here to plug it one more time. Community Cup's going to be great. It all starts at the Open, so make sure you sign up at the Open. Submit all 3 scores. That's all you got to do, and you'll be automatically given a level and sorted into the right competition in June. And then again, you'll have that, like Chase is saying, you got that 3-month ramp up to commit. Show up at the gym, be consistent, see what you can do. And hopefully coaches and affiliate managers will see the value in that. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Is having your athletes with something to commit to so that they're showing up regularly so that you can work your magic on them. And that's really all we're trying to facilitate here. So hopefully, in this first year, people can sign up and have some fun with it. And like everything that we do year over year, it's going to get better, and we're going to grow it. We're going to see what we can do with it. But yeah, I'm excited to get year 1 under the belt. Thank you guys for the time.
I love it. Trish, who's a regular on this show, thanks you for the Very Not Random podcast with you and Sherwood.
You are welcome.
So, well, Boz, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate everything you do, all the hard work you put into this, and I'm really excited to see what this is going to be like. So you guys go register for the Open. Boz is going to bounce. Bill and I are going to talk more about this on our own. But Boz, appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you both.
All right, take care,
brother.
Bye. All right, dude.
You want to know what's crazy?
I do.
Well, and it's kind of like two parts of this. One, I feel like this is the first time since probably maybe since like the Open started, where we've kind of come full circle about what CrossFit, the sport of CrossFit, the fitness methodology has kind of come back around to a level of importance. And I, we've talked kind of about, do we like it? Do we not like it? Remember when we did like the move, lift, work, lift?
Oh yeah.
Like those.
I love that thing.
Well, I mean, those were attempts, but I had a hard time getting into those. For me personally, I just had a hard time getting into it. It was fine. The workouts were fun. I mean, we did them here in the gym, but this is the first time where I feel like it's not about the competitor. It's just about your group in your gym, and so we're kind of come back all the way back around to just the whiteboard. And I think that's really cool. And also this goes back to something you said, how with the games, we pushed the expectation line so high,
right,
that it was like literally away from the rest of our group, the rest of the community. And
the bar, the elite qualification bar,
And this seems to be, I really feel, and I really hope that it does work, to fill in the gaps for a big majority of the community type people that are out there. Not about the games, not about massive competition, but just about like stepping on the line again.
Yeah.
Like putting your name in the hat again. The Open is to test to see where you are, and then here's a challenge. It's like a challenge attempt.
Yeah.
Not another test necessarily, but like, you were doing your weekend run so you could do the turkey trot, and now go run it and see what you can do.
Yes. Yes. Ooh, I need to do this. This was Jeffrey Birchfield. By the way, I did register for the Open. He asked, do you have a leaderboard yet? Oh, our classic OG in the Open.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do this right now. Let's see.
Look at that guy in that picture. Damn.
Dude, this is so old. I can't believe I used to look like that.
I was talking about your hair.
Oh, okay.
You're jacked, man. Look at that.
There was a time. Yeah, but you know what? This shoulder was trash. I just tore my lat. I couldn't pick up my kid because my back was so bad, and I tore my adductor during this developmental process. So, not, I don't know. Worth it for a photo? Maybe not worth it. All right, let's see. Okay, if you guys, here's the inside look of your competition dashboard. Custom leaderboards, CrossFit Avenger. That is my affiliate. All three of us. Create new. Let's see. Year 2025. Name of the custom leaderboard. Oh, it's already there. It's already there. I'm going to add myself. Let's see. Yep. Add that. Exclude athletes. Savon Matos. No, I'm just kidding. Gil Brunler.
No, don't exclude him. Gil's got to be in the game.
And then I will add my affiliate to that. Hashtags, we don't filter by age. Absolutely not. Chasing Avenger. Save and view. And let's see. Ooh, look. Those are all my peeps.
Boom.
I got to get on Jules. She needs to be in there. So let's go back to my competition dashboard. Let's see. There we go. And boom. All right. OG in the Open is live. All right. So if you guys join the Open, if you're watching this show, 138 of you watching this show, you guys should all be registering for the Open. I'll pull this comment up. It's just my own ego. Thank you. Yeah, there was a time. Dizzy. There was a time. Chase, do you own D-Town CrossFit? I do not own D-Town CrossFit. I just work out there in the mornings. CrossFit Avenger is a garage affiliate in my garage. Hello, Scott. But yes, if you guys haven't signed up for the Open, please do. When you're in your competition board, you can add OG in the Open and join the leaderboard. And we will work with, I think last time we did some prizes for some top finishers. We may just do a raffle version of if you're in the leaderboard, maybe we'll do a weekly draw, give you guys maybe we can do a Bubs bundle like we used to do for CrossFit.
That'd be a good one.
140, yes. But yes, if you guys haven't signed up for the Open, here's the QR code at the bottom. Here's the QR code.
Oh, now you get to throw it up. Nice.
Now I get to throw it up. Okay, just go to games.com. Games.crossfit.com. I did put it in the chat earlier. To register, scan the QR code. D-Town is a nice gym. Yes. I don't have a pull-up bar or rings where I can do muscle-ups with. That I did this morning, actually. Terribly. But go register. When you register, join our OG in the Open leaderboard. How do we add ourselves to it? Ooh, that's a good question. If, I don't know. Maybe I should look that up. Let's see. I think, I don't know. How do you do that? You do that in your profile? I think in
profile.
I think in custom leaderboards. So I'll bring this up again. So when you guys go to your competition dashboard, I'll take this down really quick. Okay. You go to your competition dashboard. In this leaderboard option, you can either create, but I would also assume you can join. Yeah, look at our old ones. There they are. But you should be able to join those down here. So suggested for you. You can add or you can search, and you should be able to join those automatically once you register. But you do have to register first. Before we bounce, Bill, Community Cup. I really think you should create 2 profiles. Okay. I think Gil. Is somebody donate $20 right now for Bill to make a single?
Donate. I'll take care of it.
By the way, guys, I took the judges course. It's the easiest one they've ever had. It's so simple. The questions are all one-offs. So if you get it wrong, you just have to retake the single question and not the whole 10-question quiz. It was fantastic. Do you think, you probably have to add a hashtag. Do I have to add a hashtag? Maybe. Create new view leaderboard. Maybe that's it. Create a hashtag. Oh, my hashtags. Oh, okay. Hashtag OG in the Open. Done.
Dude, do you have any idea how stoked I am of Boz's response to the scaled or not?
I know. OG.
I mean, Adrian Conway, I'm coming for you.
Okay, OG in the open hashtag I just created. So that's up there too. So you guys should be good to go. But Jason, what happened to CrossFit Jeopardy? Monday, Bill and I have some breaking news about CrossFit Jeopardy and about Tier Wadapalooza, Miami on Monday. Breaking news, exciting news, but that will be on Monday. So you guys got to come to the show on Monday. We'll also do a preview show of the events that will be for Indy and Team. It will not be an analyzing show. If you guys want to see an analyzing show prior to Tier Wadapalooza, Shut Up and Scribble will be doing a show this afternoon. Taylor, JR, and I believe they're getting Kiefer on the show to analyze prior to. Our thing is we don't analyze until we see it happen. What happens on paper usually doesn't play out exactly in person. And our views of the programming may change because most of those are based off perceptions, opinions, and biases of our own eyes and programming. And then we like to analyze post. So we'll do a Tier Wadapalooza event preview show on Monday, and we will break some news for you guys that pertains exactly to Bill and I and CrossFit Jeopardy all at the same time. So we hope you guys have a great Friday. Thank you, Boz, for joining the show. Register for the Open. It is live. Get in the mix. Be all in with us. Join the OG in the Open leaderboard. We'll do weekly draws of a random raffle style. Give away some Bubs bundle for you guys every week. And maybe one more time when it's all over. What is this? JY will no longer be on every single
Daddy John.
Dad John. John and Leslie just welcomed their baby girl. Is it Abigail? Abigail. A couple days ago. Saw a picture of her. She's absolutely gorgeous. So congratulations to John. Tyler, you are next. Wait. I can't wait to see what happens. So thank you guys. Sign up for the Open. And then we will see you on Monday for our breaking news about Tier Wadapalooza.